Hello, my name is Nyree. I'm running an adoption support channel. I have 2 adopted sons, and this channel is for new adopters, potential adopters, experienced adopters. I share my tips and advice and my stories and experiences. So if you think that could be useful, please take the time to subscribe. Today we're going to talk about how to explain family to adopted children, and also how to show them if they've come from birth family to foster family to you, or there's been moves, how to also do that. Family is a very broad word to describe, in my opinion, a unit of people who are going to be loving and caring and permanent. And I'm going to show you how to use figurines. These are Sylvanians, but you could use whatever you can get your hands on. Children work well with 3D objects and when they can move objects around. So I'm just going to show you how you can configure different family units and talk about difference, talk about movement within families. So the thing about Sylvanians is you can buy different families and you can either keep them as the same animal or you can mix them up. So what you can do is you can have different representations of the foster family, the new adoptive family. You could even have the judge, and you can show different types of families so easily. So you can mix the animals up, because if you want to show different ethnicities, you can do that. You can mix the genders up. You can have single family, you can have same-sex family, you can have large family, and each one of those could also represent what you know the makeup of the birth family and the foster family were as well. So just for example, just imagine that this was the birth family representing your child here. You could then explain that this was the birth family, and say the birth family was made up of a mum and dad and another sibling. You could represent it in that way. You could then move the child and say that they went to live with a foster family that cared for them temporarily because the birth family wasn't able to, and you could make the foster family up in a way that you know represents that family unit. You could show that the birth certificate eventually moves potentially to a judge and is reissued, so you can use little bits of paper to show that the birth certificate remains somewhere else and finally moves on to the new adoptive family. If you're a single adopter, then you could just represent yourself with you and one child. So for example, the child then moves to the new adoptive family, which could be one mummy, one daddy. So you can do whatever you like with these figures. Of course you could use teddies, you can use dolls. I just think that because you can dress and undress these, you can have it all gender neutral if you want to and not use any clothing at all. But you can also try to explain the different configurations of family and how the adoptive family becomes the permanent family, because you move this piece of paper that represents a birth certificate over to the final family. So children like to hold things, they like to learn in physical and 3D, and these are so nice, they feel so nice, that I think it would be money well spent if you are having trouble explaining the difference between birth family, foster family, adoptive family, and the sexes within families and ages and sizes of families. Then I think you can do all of those things with these Sylvanians. I hope that helps. If you think a channel around adoptive support, tips and advice could be useful to you, then please take the time to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.